What's up everyone, this is Oscar from Underdog. Testing. It's nice, no? Coming to you live from Seoul, Korea. What's up everybody? I'd like to share with you this concept called generating material. Sometimes when I'm composing, I try to visualize the outcome and then I work towards the outcome. So what I do is I make decisions and then I create material to serve those decisions. And sometimes that's a little bit of a too rigid way of working because you're not going to surprise yourself. You're not going to find those happy little accidents that you're looking for. So instead today, what I want to suggest to you is that instead we reverse this dynamic. First you generate material and then you make decisions. But forget about the making decisions part for now. What I want you to do first is to generate a little phase which you're going to call generating material. To do that, you're going to need to, can I make a list here? Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And to do that, you're going to need to do 4 things. You're going to first need to make a prompt for yourself. Then you're going to need to set some constraints for yourself. Then you're going to need to decide how much. And then you're going to need to decide a time limit. And the idea is that I'm just talking like this over my shoulder, almost like it's some BBC travel documentary, like, you know? See the remarkable thing about the Korean streets. So a prompt could be something like, let's make some exciting bass lines. The constraint could be, I'm gonna use FM synthesis only with 2 oscillators, and I'm going to create 5 different sound designs in half an hour. That's a perfectly reasonable request. Or maybe a different one would be, you write some lyrics about a happy thing that happened to you in your life. The constraints might be that it has to be 8 lines with only internal rhymes and no metaphors. And you're going to do those 8 lines in 20 minutes, for example. Maybe you're going to create a mysterious drone, and the requirement is that you're only going to use 1 chord and you're going to use granular synthesis to create it. The beauty of generating material like this is that you can delegate the editing for later. Right now, you are just a sound designer, a musician, someone who's playing inside of a certain sandbox that you create for yourself. And you're saying, I'm not worried about the final output. I'm not going to worry about what this is going to manifest as in a final composition. What you're going to do is you're going to set yourself up to surprise yourself. And that's something that can be difficult to do. Sometimes if you create art a little bit too intentionally, it can be hard to find those happy accidents that you're looking for. And so this is one way of creating those happy accidents. And most importantly, you don't make decisions about the final composition. That's the most important thing. That's for editor you later. All right. So right now we're just playing and we're finding the edges. This is a perfect time, by the way, to explore a new tool or a new method or something that interests you, because you can really push it to its logical extreme to try and see what it brings out, and you really are not worried about the output. This is a great time, by the way, to lean into contradictions. Make happy stuff, make sad stuff, make fast stuff, make slow stuff, make angry stuff, make soft stuff, make intelligent stuff, make dumb stuff. Make everything that you come up with, because there's another step that we're going to build in between, which is transforming your material. To transform the things that you've come up with, to transform the material. So you create the material, you transform the material, and then you edit the material later on. But transforming the material might look something like you take one of these drones that you've generated and you turn it into a riser, or you turn it into a crash. Or for example, you take something happy that you made and you turn it into something sad. Or you're going to take that lyric that you wrote and you're going to only read every second line and you're going to read it into a vocoder so it's no longer intelligible. So you take material and you smush it up. This is a way of transforming the material, of coming up with ways of surprising yourself later on. So you might remember a while ago I did a video on additive versus subtractive processes. Well, the idea is that you create yourself a circumstance to make some additive material so that later the editor you can subtract it. It also relates to that owning your process type idea from a few weeks ago as well, which is where you own the method of creation. So you're going to inevitably you're going to identify with the output of what you've done. But there's a huge liberating potential in delaying those decisions to later, in delaying those decisions for editing you, for future you. And that's not your job right now. Right now, your job is to make weird stuff. And if you are in the process of making art and you're finding it somewhat hard to develop a craft, go follow my Foundations Level 1 if you're a beginner, or Foundations Level 2 if you're trying to deepen your craft. And until next time, stay producing, be good to each other, and take care. Bye-bye. Influencers with their TikTok dances, hate them.